Apple Gift Card is a practical gift that unlocks a world of entertainment and fun. You can send it via email or give a physical card to your loved ones. Your friends and family can spend it on their favorite Apple services, including Apple subscriptions. Apple Gift Card can be used to buy all things Apple. Products, accessories, apps, games, movies, TV shows, iCloud Plus, and more. Visit apple.com for details and to send Apple Gift Cards to your friends and family this holiday season.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show, and in today's episode, so I wanted to talk on apologizing, because I feel like a lot of people overall I feel like people think that just by saying sorry, like that helps everything, like that solves, like, you know, all the problems, when it just kind of feels like it's an easy way out. Like, I'm not overall saying that people need to go above and beyond to prove that, you know, that they're sorry for whatever they did, but at the same time, I feel like that with apologizing, it's like, I feel like, I don't know, me personally, I feel like with apologizing, I feel like it just leads into like, oh, okay, like, I'm saying I'm sorry, but I might be bound to do this again and stuff. And I'm like, my thing is this, I feel like this is how you repay a person back, like, on whatever it is. It's like, repay it back, like, you know, like, or just don't do that particular thing no more. But I just felt like, because no, that was like one of the reasons, and I've mentioned this numerous times in previous podcast episodes and probably videos too, but there was a time at my old job. It was the first supervisor I had there. She had, because there was some stuff that had went down between her and another coworker, and it was, bro, it got freaking bad. Like, that coworker. So, all right, to just kind of give you guys a backstory, was that the coworker, I think she told me that when that situation was going on. It might have been something with me, it might have been something with another situation, but I think it was this particular situation. But anyways, so we had just like brought in somebody that was like, she worked for the company before. I think she worked at a different account, but then she ended up working with us again. But it was very toxic. Like, nah, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, it got to a point where I was like, okay, like, it might lead to blows. Like, I might have to step in the middle of this. And may I remind you, one of them is a Hispanic woman and the other one is a black woman. That's not a fight that I want to get in the middle of, because I'm like, I might take some hits like midway, and I'm probably going to get the one hurt the most. So I'm saying, like, that's like a war zone that you just don't want to walk in the middle of, all right? But anyways, but no, it was like, and the thing was, the supervisor, she was chill. Like, she, you know, never said or did anything to make a person upset. But the girl that we had brought in, like, she would do things to, like, get people feeling a certain way. You know, and it was, fam, like, there was the time where I remember when the supervisor was out, like, she had to have surgery, so she was gonna be out for a while. And so the manager had left me in charge, and he said, hey, look, like, you're in charge of what's going on, what's going down in the front of the house section. I'm like, all right, chill. So anyways, there was a time I remember she approached me and she asked me to do something, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't, you know, do that at the moment. And we kind of like got into it, but I wasn't going to be like, no, I'm just going to cut straight to at the end of it. I'm like, well, hey, look, I'm in charge, blah, blah, you know, like, I'm not going to listen to you. We can sit here and argue. At the end of the day, I'm not going to do it. So I'm like, there'd just be a waste of time. I can't remember what I had said, but at some point in time, I remember she walked off, and then like another, like, one of the cooks had came up to me and was just like, hey, she's in the back crying right now. And I'm kind of just looking like, are you serious? Like, she's crying because then she came out mad, was wiping all the counters and stuff. And I'm like, man, I don't get. Now, I think now people are probably wondering, like, did I apologize? No. Here's the thing. I feel like there are certain things in this world that requires an apology, then there's certain things in this world that doesn't require an apology. She made herself mad, because she could have very well did these things herself. It wasn't like it was, oh, you had to lift some stuff or do some things. I think, no, it was what she started doing when she came back out, and that was wiping down the counters. I'm literally managing both of the cash registers. So I'm like, hey, yo, do whatever, like, makes you happy. I'm like, I got the cash registers, all right? Because I was the fastest on the cash registers. Like, fam, I would be handling both of the cash registers at the same time. So I was like I'm saying, like, you can do whatever. I got this. Like, do. But she's trying to bring me away from where I'm at, where I feel comfortable at. So she can. And it wasn't even like she wanted to, like, go up at the cash registers and work. She was just like, hey, can you go wipe down counters and stuff? And I'm thinking in my head, like, well, why can you not? Why? I'm saying, like, what is it? What's the difference from when I wipe a counter from when you wipe a counter? It ain't like it's gonna be, we already know, make sure there ain't no specks or whatever it is. So I'm saying, like, she was doing that, like, thinking that she ran the place, and I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. And so, yeah, she started crying. I'm like, I'm not apologizing for that. Maybe that was just me being too much of a savage, but I was like, I'm not apologizing for that. Like, I actually would rather apologize to the original cashier that was working there when I started, because I feel like that was more of a reason to apologize to her, and we was actually sitting there beefing. We was doing things to each other to actually make each other upset. So I would rather go and apologize to her than apologize to this. Cause no, there was another day, so we had, like, another, like, a replacement cashier to take my spot as I was being, temporarily supervisor and stuff. But he ended up getting fired. So it was just me and her. And then the manager at the time, he would help out. And so, yeah, me and him, we was, like, just killing it left and right. Then she would just be going around wiping down stuff, stocking things. So I was like, all right, cool, like, stocking the shelves and stuff. But anyways, so there was a day where I remember I showed up. And then the manager was like, hey, can you clock in early because I'm going to need your help? And I'm sitting here thinking I was like, I didn't mind. Like, I was just like, all right, yeah, sure. I'm like, where's such and such at? I kid you not. And I think I might have mentioned this before, or you might have, like, heard this in my streams and stuff. But anyways, by the way, follow me on Twitch. Just search up TMossBoss and you'll find my stuff. But anyways, so he goes on to say she's going to be out for the whole day because she's taking her kid to school. Fam, it was like November. I know people are going to be thinking, like, oh, maybe it was like the first day of school or something. No. Like, no. There was no reason for her to be gone for the whole day taking her kid to school. My question is where does her kid go to school at? New York City? They had to take a private jet all the way to this school because if that's the case, you don't even need this job. Because I'm saying, like, that it confused me. I was like, the whole day? I was like, fam, there was never a day where my parents had to take the whole day off to take me to school. They wasn't even late going to work to take me to school. They actually had time to spare when they took me to school. So that's why I was like, what are you talking about? And so I was like, you know what? Nah. But there was, like, other times where I heard, like, she was toxic towards other coworkers and stuff. There was actually, I heard that she caused the guy to quit his job because she was, like, going around spreading, like, lies and stuff about him. So it was, she was just overall, like, a toxic person to, like, work around. And even when the manager, I remember, because you would think, like, okay, not the manager, the supervisor, she was out having, had to have surgery. So she came back to visit. Now I remember, like, everybody was happy to see her and stuff. She was the only one that wasn't saying that. She wasn't even trying to, like, put the stuff behind her and just be like, hey, I'm glad to see that you're well. She was actually mad that she was there. My thing is this. If there's somebody that I beefed with, like, let's say if it was that girl that I got into it with when I very first started working there. Like, if they had said that she had to have surgery because she, was, like, there was some stuff that was going on and she needed to get, I'd be like, oh, dang, like, that's messed up. And, I would, like, whether it was a card or whether it was whatever, I would, be like, hey, I'm glad to see that you're okay. Like, despite the stuff that we going through, like, it's good to see that you good and stuff. And so I'm like, I would feel bad if something were to happen to her. And that's how, we ended things off, like, in bad terms and stuff. So I'm like, I ain't got no hostility. I'm like, I should reach out to her. She's gonna I feel like she'll probably block me and just be like, nah, you, something ain't right with this situation. But nah, like, if that girl ever does hear, this podcast, I highly doubt that she will, but if she ever does, yeah, I apologize to you. I feel like, it might not mean nothing, but anyways, but actually no. So that's what I was originally saying before I got into this whole story time about like this coworker and stuff. So there was like a car or something. I was just like, what is going on? I'm like, well, alien apocalypse. I'm like, gotta go now. But anyways, so no, there was a time where the supervisor had told me, and that was something that just stuck with me like forever. I still remember it to this day, like vividly, like she just told me. But she said that you can apologize to a person, but the damage has been done. Like what you said and what you did, like that's been done. Like, so there's, at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do to take that away. And it's like, you think, oh, by apologizing, even if you do apologize, like that's not going to change or take away what had happened. Like at the end of the day, you still did what you did. So that's why it's, like no apology. And that's when, and then to add on to it, it's like I feel like the best thing to do that's better than an apology is to show that you are actually, sorry for what you did. So like by going out, like, now I'm not saying you gotta like go out and spend money on them, but like avoid doing the one thing that you did to cause this person, to cause a situation where you had to apologize. Avoid doing that very thing and just, like in a way do things for them. Like you ain't gotta bend over backwards for them, but I'm just saying like just do stuff for them to let them know like, oh, okay, to make them, for I guess, like somewhat forget that you hurt them in some sort of way. So I honestly feel like that's like the best thing. That's better than an apology is to do. Because I'm saying like I feel like in that situation between that girl and my supervisor, I feel like that girl would have like overall showed that she was apologetic and she was sorry for like bringing that bad energy, because I'm telling you, like it was good prior before she had showed up. Like I'm trying to think like me and the supervisor, I think, because I'll admit I was very rebellious when I started working there, so I'll admit like we did kind of have like our bumpy moments and stuff. But no, like after, I remember the supervisor, she found another job somewhere else. And we were cool. Like, it wasn't like when we seen each other out in public, we would crack jokes, have fun as if we still worked with each other. So that's why I was like, it was never no bad, like, blood, like, between the supervisor. It was her. Because, no, like, eventually, then that cashier, I think they were going to fire her. And I think she ended up quitting. She was just like, she went out, she like, y'all ain't gonna fire me, because I quit. Like, she went out like that. So I remember, I think they say she took some pencils and a stapler, and I was like, that girl is weird, man. Like, she has some things going on. But, yeah, I was like, that was a situation where it was like, I remember doing when that girl very first showed up, the supervisor warned me about her. And I was like, and I remember she told me that story, how she caused that man to quit his job because she had said some things. And I remember that girl invited me out to get some drinks. I'm like, no, I'm not a drinker. I was like, I think on top of that, was I under the age? I might have been under the age. I think I said that one. It's just like, oh, I'm only 20. I can't even drink yet or something. Like, I can't remember when exactly all that stuff had took place. But yeah, I was like, nah, you ain't gonna get me caught up. I was like, I ain't doing that. So I'm like, you can very well keep that energy over there, and I'm gonna stay over here and do my thing. But nah, like I just think that in a point in time like that, whether it's work or whether it's family or whether it's friends, rather than apologizing and thinking like, oh, that's just gonna solve all the problems. Because my thing is this: I feel like a person can apologize, and you're leaving it out like, oh, okay, like something. That same thing that you were doing that caused you to apologize can very well happen again. That's why I honestly think when a person is like so quick to apologize and no, actually, this is honestly, I feel like this is a perfect timing of doing this episode and then this TV show that I just watched. So after that down in the podcast episode, and it just showed like how poor an apology can be at times in certain situations. But so I'm pretty sure everybody knows that they just came out with a new Chucky TV show about the doll, about the crazy doll and stuff. It was originated from the movie Child's Play. Then they came out with all those like Seed of Chucky, Child of Chucky, the Real Housewives of Chucky. Like, they came out with all these different Chucky movies and stuff. But anyways, so they just recently came out with a new Chucky TV show. Now, there was a scene in that show. So I haven't really watched all the episodes. I watched like bits and pieces of the episodes because it'll come on after wrestling. But there was one episode where I think the guy's, the main character's dad had died, like in some like electric like accident or something. Like he got electrocuted and died. So anyways, the kid ends up going to a Halloween party. And I kid you not, like I'm watching this show and it's a fictional show. And I know that, violence towards women is not condoned. Like, I don't condone any violence towards women. But I feel like in a situation like this, I probably would have had a moment where I snapped. But anyways, the girl dressed up as the guy's father, the main character's father, and then was, like, acting like she was getting electrocuted. I'm saying, like, I probably wouldn't have two-pieced her. I probably would have gave her the hardest one piece that I could have given her, just to let her know, like, that ain't cool. But I'm saying, though, like, that's messed up, man. Like, I know people are all like, you a punch? I'm saying somebody dressed up as my family member and they tried to do some, because I know, like, I've always said, like, the only reason why I would, like, put hands on a woman is if she done cause, like, some sort of blood to come out of me and my life is in danger. But I feel like when you've, like, put me in a mental state where I see nothing but red, nah, like, you definitely gotta get, some sort of, like a sweet chin music, something. Like, I'm saying, like choose your fate, because I'm saying it's gonna happen. But anyways, so I think it was in the next episode. Yeah, it was in the next episode. She goes up to the guy's house, and how she apologized, I was like, hey, yo, if Chucky doesn't take her head and roll it down like a bowling aisle and, like, get a strike, I'm saying, like, I don't even want to watch the show no more, because I'm like, her character has to get killed off. Like, I don't even know who this girl is, but she has made me mad for this character. But no, so she goes over to his house talking about, oh, I'm sorry if what I did had hurt your feelings. Like, the apology was so fake. And she wasn't even apologizing to apologize. She was apologizing because she wanted to get the Chucky doll, I guess, for her little sister or something. And I was like, fam, like, ain't no way somebody is that messed up. Like, she is hands down one of the worst, like, TV show characters I've seen. Like, but she playing the role good. So shout out to her for playing that role good. But I'm just going to say right now, you made me mad. And, like, and if there's ever a time where I get into acting and my character, like, has to kill her character, it's going to be a genuine smile, because I'm going to remember that episode of Chucky. But no, but I'm saying, like, that now, an apology like that, no. Because I'm like, you're apologizing like you're bound to do some stuff like that again. And she was talking about, like, oh, well, that's what happens when I'm hurt or provoked. And I'm like, look, I don't know what that guy did to you, because I'm like, I haven't watched all the episodes. But I'm like, it couldn't have been that bad for you to go out and do some stuff like that. So, but yeah, that was a pretty crazy. I might have to sit down and watch all the episodes of that show, because it comes off as a good show. Because I was like, when I watched the movies, like, there's like all the Chucky movies that came out after the Child's Play series, I was like, I didn't really care for them. I only like Child's Play. Like, all the other ones, well, no, because they did come out with like that new like Child's Play movie, but that was like a more modern day like Chucky. It wasn't like no like Chucky, like the guy like set that curse and then caused the doll to be crazy and stuff. But no, anyways, like, yeah, if there's ever a time where you gotta apologize, like, mean it, and then do whatever you can to, like, make things better between you and that person, and don't do what you did to cause, like, you to apologize again. Or, yeah, just cut straight to, like, do things and make things perfect with that person, and then let them know, like, hey, this is for when I did this, and I'm just letting you know, like, all these actions and all these things I'm doing afterwards, that's just to show you I'm never going to do that one particular thing again, all right? So anyways, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 38 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. And what? Oh yeah, make sure you use my SeatGeek promo code TMossBoss, and it'll knock $20 off your first purchase. And make sure you use my supporter creator code for TMossBoss. And yeah, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.